Joined now from Beirut by Elias Hanna, who is a retired Lebanese Army general and a senior lecturer on strategy and geopolitics at the American University of Beirut. Elias, thank you very much indeed for joining us. Thanks for your time. That the leader of Hamas, the political leader of Hamas, Ismail Haniyeh, is in Cairo. How significant is that?
First, we have to look to the participants in this meeting. They are like important personalities from the United States of America, William Burns and Haniyeh, and the Secret Service of Egypt. They are really trying to do something. So, having Haniyeh in Egypt, it means that the thing is highly important for the next stage. However, there is a lot of difficulties because there is no framework so far to agree upon on exchanging prisoners or hostages. We can go from the ratio 1 to 3, or and then the days of cessation of hostilities vis-a-vis the number of hostages released. In the first humanitarian pause, we had one day 10 hostages. Now the Israelis are proposing like 1 week and 40 hostages. So there is not enough clear framework or agreed upon terms for this humanitarian pause.
Sure, so plenty of work to be done in those negotiations. And when it comes to Ismail Haniyeh, he's clearly the political figurehead, but experts say that Yahya Sinwar in Gaza is actually running the show. Do you think there's a clear divide between what the political leaders outside the Strip and the military leaders inside the Strip view as the way forward?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you have 2 different kind, or maybe 3 different kind of Hamas's leaders. You have those that are abroad, that are in Lebanon and as in Qatar, and you have the people that are inside. They are fighting. They are, sweating. They are sacrificing everything. So it's difficult to really communicate. So if they have agreed something in Egypt on some frameworks, they have to take the okay from inside Gaza. So how can you really reach Sinwar or Mohammed Day for the next episode? So sometimes it's totally difficult, and I think that there is like somebody is fighting and somebody is not really fighting. You cannot really have the same perception and the same assessment of the situation. However, I don't think that Ismail Haniyeh knows where are the hostages, so that's why maybe they have brought Al-Jihad al-Islami into the meeting in Cairo. So this is a big problem. It's going to be more and more as far as we go in time, especially if they agree on something and Yahya Sinwar say, no, I don't want all of this.
And where do you think we stand in terms of the risk of this conflict being regionalized elsewhere outside Israel? We've seen these Houthi rebels attacking ships in the Red Sea, and we also know that Hezbollah in Lebanon, where you are understood to be far better equipped and armed than Hamas.
I think at the Lebanese front, the rules of engagement are so far respected, like 5 kilometers inside Israel and 5 kilometers inside Lebanon, also to spare the civilians. So, but the problem maybe would be in the Red Sea and Bab el-Mandeb with the Houthis. Now the United States of America are trying to really deter all kinds of things and try to contain this crisis and this war not to spread all over. So that's why yesterday or the day before, the Minister of Defense of the United States of America, Lloyd Austin, declared or announced the creation of the Combined Task Force 153, or he really enhanced the situation, because in that area we have 4 bodies of water. We have the Persian Gulf, we have the Sea of the Arabs, and we have the Aden Sea, and then the Red Sea. So it's like big part of this body water has to be managed. So maybe the first issue by really creating this task force is to really deter first. Second, if deterrence fails to go into what we call negative defense. So by shooting all, cruise missiles and strategic missiles or the drones, and the third one, maybe the highest degree of escalation into going and really hit the Houthi in their land.
And then just a final one on potentially a way forward to bringing the conflict to an end, Elias. In practical terms, is there political pressure being applied to Hamas, for example, from Cairo?
I mean, Cairo has not too much leverage on Hamas, I think that Hamas has a little bit of liberty of action. Maybe Qatar, maybe Egypt, but Qatar is the main really influential partner. But I mean, what is really important in this situation is what's happening on the ground tactically. When you go into a ceasefire or whatever, it means that this ceasefire reflects the situation on the ground. Now we are going into what we call paradox. I'm gonna give you an example. I mean, the Israelis, they say we are going to exchange prisoners and hostages, but when we finish, we are going to kill you. Why Hamas would go and, release the hostages and the prisoners, having in mind that they will be killed afterward. You know what I mean? So they need guarantees for the post situation. Even though the Israelis, they have like major problems. What to do? If they go, they are losing. If they withdraw, they are losing. So maybe now, tactically, what is happening is like to really finish the northern part of Gaza, isolate 3 parts, the middle, and then maybe encircle Khan Yunis and go to the format of Beirut in 1982 when they really negotiated with Yasser Arafat, and then the fighters of the PLO went to Tunisia. So it's murky, it's difficult. Who is going to teach? Who is going to rebuild? Who is going? You know what I mean? So I mean, maybe the second phase is like insurgency warfare. I mean, if you want to go and stay in Gaza, you have to finish Hamas. If you don't finish Hamas, you go into the insurgency and you pay more price by the Israeli soldiers. So far, 140, I guess.
Elias, we thank you very much for coming on the program. Appreciate your analysis today. That's Elias Hanna, retired general in the Lebanese army.